Welcome. This is one of our topics on individual financial aid topics that we are sharing for prospective students. In this particular case, we are going to be covering the topic of how to complete the financial aid application. Now, when we're reviewing this topic, it's very important to realize we're currently reviewing the 2022-2023 financial aid application. There's likely to be some changes to the application for 2023, 2024. So do be aware that this won't look exactly the same when you go to apply. So the good place to start out is on this website, which is hsph.harvard.edu/admissions/financial-aid/harvard-chan-application-process. This gives you information upon deadlines, and it tells you also which programs are eligible to apply and which programs are not eligible to apply. Then it has information upon the individual deadlines and specific instructions about how you'll complete different materials. Once you receive instructions telling you that you are able to complete the application, which you'll receive in an email, you'll go to this website, which is basically MyFinAid. At this point, you won't have access to it because you have to have your actual credentials. So just be aware, don't try to complete it before you have your credentials because it won't give you access. Once you do have access, it will bring you to a website that looks like this. This is the MyFinAid financial aid portal. And if you scroll down on this, you're going to find a link that says complete it now. This is for the Harvard Chan Grant Scholarship application. In this particular case, it's going to be showing the domestic application. There are some minor differences between the domestic application and international application, but I'll be demonstrating the domestic one in this particular case. You'll click on complete it now, and that's going to open up a new window. And this is the application itself. Now, as I said, this is for the 22-23 academic year, so just keep that in mind. There are some instructions at the top, which are very important to bear in mind. For example, if you're entering dates, they have to be done in month, day, year format. You can't put any commas, decimals, special characters, monetary signs in any of the fields. That will cause it to be rejected. Anything that is mandatory you have to answer is going to have a little red asterisk by it. So bear in mind, don't leave questions blank if they have an asterisk. If they don't have an asterisk, that means it's an optional question. The top section is general information about which program you're applying to, when you expect to be enrolled, if you've applied for any external scholarships. The next section is about external support. So this is where you have to give us any information upon any outside scholarship aid information that you may have. There's going to be a section here for where if there's any scholarships that require separate applications, you'll see a link here, and you should indicate whether or not you are applying for any of those external scholarships. There are some restricted scholarships from the Harvard Chan School, and so we ask specific questions that help us to identify whether or not you might qualify for those particular scholarships. So read through them, and if you do apply, you would select the appropriate answer. Yes, no, etc. There's then an opportunity to complete what's called an Overcoming Disadvantage and Adversity essay. This you can read here, but if you have overcome significant disadvantages and adversity, you can complete this application. And what you would do is you would say yes, and then when you say yes, then afterwards you would log out of MyFinAid. And then when you log back in, you will now see a link to the document, just like you did for the financial aid application, and you'll be able to upload a copy of the essay for that particular fellowship or particular essay. There's also, Harvard has what's called the Committee on General Scholarships. These are restricted scholarships that are available to students Harvard-wide. And so again, sort of like the upper section, we ask specific questions where we identify whether or not you might meet some of the criteria for those restricted scholarships. So if you do meet those, you would answer to the affirmative in this section. The Lewis and Idle Tatelman Award is for overcoming disadvantage and hardship. If you completed the adversity essay above here, you'll automatically be considered for that fellowship. Then we have specific financial questions you need to complete. So this is about monies you've earned. And as you see, it's not for the current year because it's done based upon the prior year. So so you don't answer for the current year. You're going to want to look very specifically for the year in question to make sure you answer that question here. So you're going to answer questions upon your income. You're going to answer questions about your assets. There are some specific questions about educational loan debt you may already have that you'll want to answer, about your marital status, about if you have dependents. And then you're going to have a section here which you can complete about background and special circumstances. So if there's anything in particular that has not been captured accurately or fully in the financial aid questions that we ask, here's your opportunity where you can put in additional information to provide an explanation. Once you're done, you're going to say, yes, you agree that everything above is accurate, and then you're going to save and submit. So that is an introduction to the financial aid application. As I mentioned before, you are going to have an actual email with instructions letting you know when you can apply with a specific deadline. And if you have any questions, we encourage you to contact the financial aid office, and we're more than happy to provide assistance. Thank you for attending this session, and we encourage you to view some of our other topics.